And welcome from Edmonds Stadium here tonight. It is Tuesday, the sun is out, blue skies, and we've got some soccer for you here. Double header, JV and varsity taking place between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks and the Archbishop Murphy Wildcats. Steve Willits here on the call. A winded Steve Willits just walking up the stairs and ready to go for some action here. Is just out on the field talking to the coaches, a few players. Our official, Aiden Atkins. There, we got his name out of the way right away there, and we're ready to have a little fun here tonight. So again, doubleheader taking place between Archbishop Murphy and the hometown team, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. Hawks wearing the red jerseys, and they will have the ball to start the game. Archbishop Murphy wearing the whites. Terrace JV looking for their first win of the season. Archbishop Murphy coming into this game with a record of 2 wins and 4 losses. A nice shirt, by the way. Haven't seen that one in a while. I just... And players are getting situated here, or maybe the officials getting situated first and foremost, as we're about ready to go here. I'm going to try to flip on the internet here in just a moment. Try to watch this game as we go along here. There we go. Now I've got it up. If you're watching at home tonight, go ahead and let us know here. We've got the chat room going, plugged in, watching and ready to have a little fun here. We'll get some names out. We'll have a little conversation. And we'll get things rolling here in just a moment. 2 teams, similar colors. Again, Mountlake Terrace wearing the red uniforms. The Wildcats of Archbishop Murphy in the white. Scott Andrews, the head coach for the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. his daughter Daphne playing up on the varsity squad. John Eccles coaching the JV squad for Archbishop Murphy, and his daughter Lilia playing on the varsity squad for the Wildcats. So two dads that can relate. Both will be watching their daughters play later on this evening against one another, and both coaching against one another for the time being here on what's turned out to be a rather pleasant day here in the Pacific Northwest. Murphy trying to get a run there. Mountlake Terrace denying that. We'll start bringing you some of these names here momentarily. It's number 10 with the ball right now, Lindsay Ho. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's Lucero Sandoval, sophomore midfielder. Right school, wrong team there. I was reading the varsity squad rather than the JV. Mountlake Terrace working the ball around right now. Sandoval getting denied there by number 5. It's Isabella Villarreal. Murphy back on the defensive side of things and controlling the action for the time being. Number 7, Shan Camarillo with the ball right there for Archbishop Murphy. Nice job by the Hawks pushing forward there. Nice pass from number 2. That was Hope Ambashu. Passing the ball forward to Jasmine Wacker, number 4. Little game of kicking the ball back and forth there for a moment. Your goalkeeper for Archbishop Murphy, Lindsay Mullins, a freshman. Start to look back out there right now on the defensive side of things. Actually, Taylor Nilsson is your goalkeeper. Lindsay Mullins, number 8, playing mid defender right now. Rushing back to get the ball for Archbishop Murphy and kicking the ball back to Nilsson. It was number 19, Posey Kilby. Also out there on the field for Archbishop Murphy, number 20, Stella Solios. Standing right around the 35-yard line right now. McKenna Schick playing on the far side of the field. These are, again, Archbishop Murphy players in the white. Number 16, Madison Polifko, who also goes by Marissa. Solios controlling the ball right now for Murphy. Denied by Mountlake Terrace, taken away. Also out on the field for Archbishop Murphy, Georgia Frank. She's number 6. And then your front line, we've already mentioned a few of the players there. So we look around there. Number 23, Alex Ferris. Name sounds familiar to us up here. Alex's father, Dan, is the varsity head coach for Shorewood. We've done a couple Shorewood games already this year. So Alex up there on the front line, playing in the middle. Number 14, Catherine Demacio is your left wing, or your left defender. I'm sorry, your left defender. Ferris also middle defender. And then wrapping up your defensive side of things, Isabella Villarreal, who we already mentioned there. Murphy looking to push right now. Left side, number 11, Schick chasing down the ball. Start to work the Hawks into the lineup here in just a minute. Already mentioned Hope Ambashu. She's up there playing on the front, standing right at the 50-yard line. Jasmine Wacker right there, number 4. Nice little move there by Archbishop Murphy to get the ball away and to keep it there. Camarillo, that was number 7, kicking that ball. Also up front for Mountlake Terrace, you've got number 9, Mariah Ibrahim. She's going to play up front for the first half, then she'll move to goalkeeper in the second half. Lorraine Sims is your goalkeeper for the first half of the match. Continue to look out there on the field. Aubrey Swenson. See her hand on hips. She's right around the 31-yard line right now. Carson LeBlanc, number 14, also out there on the field. Murphy shot on goal. Stopped by the defender. Number 20, Maya Sheffield. Camden Owen, number 16, one of your defensive players, as is number 8, Hannah Paul. Number 12, Julia Mahino. And that covers your starting lineup right there. We're just coming up on the 7-minute mark, 7 minutes into this match, no score. JV Soccer, Mountlake Terrace, Archbishop Murphy. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Murphy with the throw in. Murphy once again. Trying to apply pressure to the goal. Shot from way out. Trickles into the goal keep. And we come upon 8 minutes into play here. Really no threat towards the goal yet. Both teams sharing the ball fairly equally. Maybe a little bit of advantage to Murphy thus far, but not much. Again, Murphy's JV team already with 2 victories this season. Mountlake Terrace still looking for their first. Talking to Coach Andrews before the game, he says, we need to score some goals. We need to get the ball in the goal. So we'll see if they can maybe do something to change that pattern, if you will, and try to get something here tonight. Defense seems to be solid. It's just a matter of getting something going on the offensive side of things. Murphy once again trying to put together a threat. Right side. Over to the right side. Shot towards the goal. A little bit wide to the right. And we're going to get our first goal kick of the evening. Posey Kilby with the shot. Quick season this year. Again, 3 sports seasons, all consolidated down so that we could get everything in coming off of our high school sports break from the pandemic. We always think of sports seasons as going by fairly quickly, and during the pandemic, even more so. So these young ladies wrapping up their season and getting ready to move on to the next. Mountlake Terrace with 2 more games after tonight. Archbishop Murphy wrapping up their season on Thursday at home against Cedar Crest. Almost has an inter squad feel to it with white on red versus red on white. On a volley and back and forth there right now. Murphy trying to get something go there. Mountlake Terrace doing a nice job to clear it away. LeBlanc for the Hawks. Clearing the ball out. Murphy not wasting any time. Villarreal pushing forward. Trying to get a little run here along the right side. Kilby chasing it down. Saves it or not. Cannot quite get there in time. Nice run by Posey Kilby. Just couldn't quite come up with it, and that will be another goal kick. Got a few fans in the stands here this evening. Mountlake Terrace doing a full shift of substitutions. 5 players coming off the bench, 5 players heading out. Try to get some of those names mentioned as well as we can here. Zoe Capogli, I believe she might have been one. Yep, she was in fact one of the players that just checked in, number 1. Looks like she's playing up front on the right side. And Murphy looking for a shot on goal. Fired up over the top. Way over the top. Trickling down that north track into the grass area. And Sims gets the backup ball ready and takes another goal kick here. 11 and a half minutes into the match. No score thus far. And again, trying to figure out who all 5 of those players that just came in are. We'll read you the remainder of the roster here, as I have a feeling that by doing so, we'll probably cross off a number of those names here in just a moment. Murphy looking to get a run going here. Ball's batted around. Left side shot on goal. Count it! First goal of the night goes to Archbishop Murphy. Trying to get a number of that player there. I believe that was number 8 that scored the goal. It was. Lindsey Mullins with the goal. Coming on the 13th minute, 1-0 score. And we've got a system here going. If you're watching the game online, we're tied into that little score thing you see at the very top of the screen there. That is actually tied into the stadium scoreboard. And right now, because they're a little short-staffed and trying to watch down below, nobody is running the scoreboard right now. And actually, they did just change it. So there we go. Okay, somebody did walk in there. So that does look correct right now. 1-0 is the score. Hey, Dan Ferris is watching. Good to have Dan. Dan's doing a phenomenal job with Shorewood this year. I was looking earlier online there. Shorewood, 1 loss on the season, and I believe that came to Archbishop Murphy. Shorewood with what? Dan, maybe if you're watching, you can correct me. I think 37 goals on the season. Phenomenal offensive squad. So did the Shorewood game last week, and Dan had to give a shout out to his daughters. I didn't realize one of them was going to be playing here today, so that's kind of cool. So glad that Dan's able to watch her play a little bit before he gets ready for his match tonight. Murphy doing a nice job of controlling the ball right there. Of course, as soon as we mentioned Alex Ferris, she was controlling the ball there for a second there along the defensive side. It's her back there wearing the number 23. So again, we'll try to watch these comments as much as possible. I was having a little internet connection issue for a few minutes there, so I just was able to get back into those a moment ago. Ball bounces back to the goalkeeper. Those can always be hairy situations. Actually, saw a play on Twitter the other day from a Stanwood varsity game. I think it was a couple days ago. One of the Stanwood players. Stanwood's had a rough year, but in this particular case, scored a goal from 65 yards out. Girl took a free kick and booted it down the field about 40-plus yards. The ball hit off the turf and just took a wicked bounce, and the goalkeeper came up, and it went right over her head into the goal. The video's out there somewhere online. I think if you go to the Camino Stanwood News, I think Evan Caldwell, who does a really nice job of covering sports for them, posted it. And kind of one of those wow videos when you're watching it. It's like, did I see that right? Sure enough. Hawks trying to find the equalizer here. Nice little back and forth there momentarily. That was number 13, Nicole Penner, one of the players that had come in just a few minutes ago. Anna Dahlman, number 19, also one of the players that was substituted in a little while ago. Mariela Cortizo, there's the number 3. I don't think we've mentioned her by name yet. So when Mountlake Terrace, I like the way they do that sometimes, just trying to make sure everybody gets a chance to play, getting the substitutes in. You see Abigail Parkhurst, number 17, one of the freshmen. She's playing along the back line. Maya Sheffield is playing that back left defender spot. She's also a player that swings a little bit. She plays mostly varsity, actually, I believe. multi-sport athlete. We've seen her out on the basketball court as well. They chase the ball down, continuing to look around the field, making sure that we're getting all these names called as much as possible. Ooh, right to the face there. Ball was blocked, and then both players go down. We'll see if there's a pause here for a moment. Nice sportsmanship there. Demacio taking one off the off either the face or the forehead there. Hopefully she's all right. Looks to be okay. I believe that was Dahlman, number 19, who kicked the ball and then picked her up right afterwards. There's Dahlman right there. No, that's actually number 13. Penner. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll get a goal kick. Clock continuing to run. Of course, in high school soccer, these stadiums, the clocks count down. So we're showing 22 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the first half. Archbishop Murphy up 1-0 thanks to a Lindsay Mullins goal during the 13th minute. Ball goes out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace about to throw it back in here. Just turn the mic down there for a minute. Justin Barsness, did I say it right? There we go. A junior at Mountlake Terrace. He's the one controlling the switches here and running the show up here right now in the booth. Student-run program here, Hawk Broadcast Network out of Mountlake Terrace. And Jasmine Wacker, number 4, checking back in for the Hawks, is number 13, Nicole Penner, takes a little break there along the sideline. Ball gets centered underneath one of the Hawks players, and finally coming out there to pick up the ball is Lorraine Sims, the goalkeeper. A little bit of a dangerous play there for a moment. Here's Ferris one more time, getting the ball. Shifting it over to her teammate. Nice little 1-2 punch there for Archbishop Murphy for a moment. Kilby doing a nice job of preventing that ball from going out, then picks it back up again. Hawks over there on the defense. Sheffield initially comes over there and guards her for a moment, then Parkhurst clears it out of the way. So again, a reminder, if you're tuning in for varsity soccer, we'll have that at 7:30 tonight. Ultimately, that'll be another video, but right here on this channel. So when this game ends, we'll go off the air. And depending on how quickly this game's over, there's a shot right across the middle. Going right to left, out of bounds. So when this game ends, we will sign off until closer to 7:30, and then we'll start another video right back up. It will be on this same channel, so as long as you're in this particular location and clicking on the Hawk TV logo there in the lower left-hand corner, we will have you covered. Should be an interesting game tonight. An Archbishop Murphy team that is very good, obviously. They've had a lot of success over the years, and Mike Bartley doing a fantastic job with that program. Brings back a handful of returning players, and a Mountlake Terrace squad that is vastly improved. Mountlake Terrace last year, 1 win all season, and that came on their first match of the year. They had a streak going back to last season in which they had been shut out 7 consecutive games. They scored 5 goals all of last year. And they kind of had a resurgence thanks to a handful of freshman players that have stepped into the program this year. And here come the 5 players out, 5 players in substitution again for the Hawks. Mountlake Terrace scored 5 goals all season last year as a varsity squad. This year, they've already got 18 goals. Natalie Carden, the freshman, with 8 of those. She's had 2 hat tricks already. So a Mountlake Terrace team that in years past, at least for the last few years anyway, maybe a team that you could easily dismissed and figured an easy W on the schedule, and they just are not that anymore. 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw on the year for the Hawks. So we're hoping for potentially a good game tonight. Clock showing 18:30 to go here, first half. A little bit more than half through the first half. You can do the math on that. That means we're more than 1/4 of the way through. How do you like that? One of the challenges here at Edmond Stadium is running across that track and into the trees. The balls often find their way into bushes and to the dirt area back there. That particular one, not too bad. You always make sure you have a few soccer balls on the side ready to go just in case. You never know. A little bit of a dangerous throw there, but Murphy finally getting a chance to come away with it. Mountlake Terrace taking it right back. Nice job to get that ball back over to the right side. Ambashu looking for Ibrahim. Starting to look to that south side there off to our left. Edmonds Woodway, this is their campus. Warriors football team practicing for their game coming up. They're undefeated this year. They've got a game against Linwood at 5 o'clock on Friday, a game that we will be broadcasting right here on this channel. Murphy controlling the ball momentarily, and then the Hawks finally coming away with it. It's Wacker trying to get something going there along the left wing. Back to Ambashu, back to Wacker. And last touched out of bounds. Demacio, that's going to be Hawk throw-in. 16:29 to go on the clock. So we go straight from fall sports to spring sports this year. A little bit out of order, but you know what? It's a pandemic. Shot on goal, and hey, if we're playing football, that's 3 points right through the uprights. Wacker with the kick. And Murphy with the goal kick. And here we go once again. So we go right into spring sports, a season that didn't happen last year. Right as we were getting ready for the spring sports season, that's when the pandemic broke out. So athletes in various sports that did not get a chance to play last year, finally getting a chance to head to the tracks, to the baseball fields, the softball fields, the pitch for the boys. Good for some of those athletes to get a chance to do what they love after almost 2 years off, at least from a high school perspective. Those that don't play club or others. Murphy doing a nice job with the passes. Beautiful play right there. Pushing down the side there. That's Mullins, who scored the goal earlier. Ball's finally knocked out of bounds. A few different JV players getting a touch on that one right there. Murphy showing nice composure, working the ball around very well. Announcer jinx there. Sorry, as soon as you say that, something happens to where it gets taken away. Murphy back on the Terrace side of the field. Terrace cleaning it out. Trying to anyway. Here comes Murphy one more time. A lot of volleying back and forth here right now. Ferris. Push that one over to Villarreal, and she clears it up the field. Ball bounces away. This could be a little bit dangerous. One-on-one there. Nice job by the goalkeeper to come out. Nilsson having to come out of the net that time. That was number 9, Ibrahim, who made a go of it there. Ball got away from one of the defenders, and Nilsson very wisely decided to come out and grab that one before Ibrahim had a chance to get her one-on-one there. Nice job by Camarillo. Dribbling out of trouble. Passes ahead to Kilby. Sheffield running back, one-on-one. Kilby trying to get the edge there. Sheffield staying with it. Finally takes it away from her. Clears it up the field. And Bashu trying to get something going on there on offense. And finally, the ball's knocked out of bounds by Demacio. We get another Mountlake Terrace substitution here. Angela Gomez, number 11. I don't think we'd had a chance to mention her name yet. She had been out there for that particular shift. Remember Swinsong. Got to make sure I get that one right. She made sure that I knew that the roster was S-O-N and not S-E-N as far as the phonetic sound there. So Aubrey coming into the game. Camarillo looking to push one more time. Mullins trying to get the ball into the center of the field, still keeping with it. She's already got one goal. And Sheffield once again with another takeaway, and she's going to clear that one up the field. Kind of tricky up here in the booth. We keep hearing those whistles as, again, practice going on to the south. It's a busy day here at Edmonds Woodway High School. Also a tennis match taking place right now, or at least it was earlier. It should be over by now. Boys tennis season also wrapping up. Camarillo trying to get by the defender, and not going to happen. Nice job by Wacker to kick that ball out of bounds. Polefko over to take the throw in. And we're going to get a substitution also for Archbishop Murphy as Ferris comes to the bench. I believe that might have been Schick that came in for her. Looks like it anyway. Villarreal moving over to play center defender, and there she is right there. Passing over to Schick. Nice hustle there by Ibrahim trying to get it away. Mountlake Terrace trying to get something going there. Sandoval, number 10, stepping up for the Hawks. Clear night tonight. Actually feeling pretty good out here. Not too chilly. Not as much as we've had over the last couple of weeks anyway. I think they're projecting rain in the forecast for tomorrow and maybe even a windy day or two here coming up. But tonight, ideal for soccer. Camarillo. Nice job getting that ball over to Villarreal. Over to Mullins. Mullins looking to push it up the middle. Intending to lead number 15. And of course, as it is often the case, I look on my Archbishop Murphy roster, and the number 15 I have on here has been crossed off, so I'm not sure who that is. We do apologize. Ooh, and hard contact there between number 14, Demacio, and number 2, Ambachu. And we know that 15 is usually Bella Urbaniak. However, I was told by the coach before the game that she was not playing tonight, or since it was not here. I'm not sure who that is up front right now as we get another substitution for the Hawks. Polifko and Cilios were having a nice little 1-2 back and forth. There's Cilios with the ball right now. And Mountlake Terrace finally doing a nice job of taking it away. That was number 17, Parkhurst, for the Hawks. Now we're going to get a kick for Murphy. 7:33 to go, first half. Still a 1-0 score. Only goal coming on a Lindsey Mullins shot during the 13th minute, and that is where we stand right now. JV soccer here at Edmonds Stadium. Bishop Murphy very wisely pulling that one back, moving it around from right to left. Schick in a little bit of trouble there with 3 defenders. Finally clears it back to Villarreal. Hawks take it away, and we're going to try again here one more time. Zoe Capogli, number 1, over there chasing the ball down. Murphy finally realizing that they just didn't have the numbers there, just clearing it up the field and finding numbers. Mullins with the ball. Right side, gets by Sheffield, going right down the line here. Gets Sheffield turned around one more time, finally kicks it back. Shot towards the goal. Nice job to gather that one up for the goalkeeper. Was Cilios with the shot. Sims rather. Catching that ball and clearing it out. 5:40 to go here, first half. Here comes Murphy one more time. Mullins looking off the back of Sheffield, right back to her. Mullins kicks it towards the middle. And the goalkeeper once again does a nice job to come out. I'm going to assume that's Urbaniak, number 15. Again, I was talking to Coach Eccles before the game, and he crossed out a few of the names that he said were not going to be here today. The only player that I didn't have on my roster was Lauren Reif, but Lauren's wearing the number 17, so I'm told. As we're now down under the 5-minute mark here left in the first half. Archbishop Murphy, Mountlake Terrace, JV Soccer. The Wildcats and the Hawks on National Puppy Day. Go figure. Ball goes out of bounds. Kind of peaceful out here right now as when there's no sound and fewer people in the bleachers. You can actually hear the birds chirping a minute ago. Something that some of these soccer players aren't used to playing in the fall, November, December weather-ish. They're not having that tonight. This is nice. Mullins once again. Trying to get something going there. Pulls it back out. Sheffield's been busy tonight. She's having herself a game and doing a nice job of controlling things over there on the side, not letting much happen. Good little battle between her and Mullins. Seen a few others over there as well. So 3:35 to go here, first half. Polevko with another throw in as Ferris checks back into the game. Drops that one back to number 6, Frank. It's Frank kicking the ball over to Camarillo. Double teamed. Cilios jukes out one defender, gets it into the middle. Ball finally knocked away. Mountlake Terrace doing a nice job of cleaning up the middle there. And the Hawks will now look to get something going. There's number 19, Dahlman, controlling the ball momentarily. Ball taken away. Here comes Archbishop Murphy one more time. Mullins trying to get by Sheffield. Sheffield says, no, you don't. Takes the ball away. 2:45 to go here. Final 2 minutes of the half will be kept on the field. Again, Aiden Atkins, your lone official for this game. He'll be part of the 3-person crew later. Shot on goal from 35 yards out. Why not, right? Kilby, who earlier was playing on the right side, now playing more on the left, decided to take a chance from 35 yards out. And one more time, Archbishop Murphy controlling the action here. Nice job on the stop there, and then getting back onto her feet. Give a shout out to Penner. Penner not only stopped that ball, the ball tripped her up. She immediately jumped up and kept the possession. Murphy now with the ball, though, clearing it back. Hawks finally pushing it forward there. You can hear some of the parents cheering them on. Again, phase 3, we've got fans in the stands now, albeit a smaller crowd right now. I would say that there are probably 30 people here. See them in pods of 1, 2, 3. We even see a family of 4. Folks here in the Edmonds School District doing a nice job of setting out tape throughout the bleachers here so that when we do, in fact, have more people or closer to what is the capacity right now, which is about 25%, if we did, in fact, have that, it's pretty well marked out where you can and cannot sit. Like I said, pods of 4. Every other row, 6 feet in between pods. And like I said, tonight, not an issue. We don't have that many people here. We'll see if that picks up maybe for the game later on this evening. And we're down under that 2-minute mark right now here in the first half. Clock being kept on the field. Ball gets cleared out. We should be into the final minute here right about now. One goal here in the first half. That came at the 13th minute. Freshman Lindsey Mullins with the only goal so far this evening. Sheffield tries to clear that one out. Gets it down the field. Camarillo. Hawks trying to get a late push here. Dahlman on the offense and initially knocked out of bounds or knocked closer to out of bounds by Villarreal. And there's the whistle, and we've come to the end of the first half again. One goal only, and that belongs to Archbishop Murphy. 13th minute, Lindsey Mullins. Other than that, we've got a clean sheet here going for the Wildcats. Mountlake Terrace trying to get on the board. We're going to take a quick break here on the audio side of things. You are watching Hawk TV HBN. All right, the audio's up, and we are back again. The second half of action underway here at Edmonds Stadium. JV soccer between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. We're in the home red uniforms, red on white, or red with white numbers and stripes. Going against a team with a similar color, Archbishop Murphy, the Wildcats, white jerseys, red numbers. If you're just tuning in, one goal in the first half. That came off the foot of Lindsey Mullins, 13th minute of the match. And here we go once again. Archbishop Murphy on your camera there, going right to left. That would be north to south. Terrace going left to right towards the north. Alex Ferris, number 23, playing up front. She was playing back during the first half. Looks like Archbishop Murphy mixing it up a little bit here, as some of the defenders for the first half are now playing up front. Interesting. Cilios shooting the Ferris in the back shoulder there. Mountlake Terrace coming away with it. Right back to Murphy, working the ball around. Camarillo. Far right side. Kilby to Camarillo. Camarillo getting by a defender. Centering the ball. Schick with a shot. No. Could not get it off. Mountlake Terrace doing a nice job of closing in there. Number 10, Sandoval, and number 12, Mahino on the defense, and that's going to be a corner kick coming up. I think this might be our first corner kick of the night. We've had our share of goal kicks in the first half, but not a corner kick. So let's see what they've got here. Nicely centered. Ball goes off the foot of Ferris. Mountlake Terrace coming away with it. Just clearing that one out up into the fifth row of the bleachers. Ball bounces around a little bit. I want to thank our camera crew tonight. A couple of Mountlake Terrace mothers up here helping out. Marina Capagli is on one of our cameras, and Tara Dolman. She's helped us out on more than one occasion already this year, working the other camera. Just about through 4 minutes here, first half. Murphy trying to get that ball centered. Ball knocked away. Shot on goal. Shot is good. Did not see that one coming. Didn't even realize there was going to be a shot. Believe that was Cilios. Let me double check here really quick. Kind of just chipped that one up. I wasn't even ready for a shot on goal there. I thought she was going across the field there, and all of a sudden she just kind of put that one up over the top of the goalkeeper, and we've got a 2-0 score. Stella Cilios, the sophomore. 2-0 score here. Another reminder, 7:30 tonight, varsity action. These same two schools, same field, same channel. Hawks now down 2-0, trying to get something going on. Ball goes out of bounds. All of our fall sports wrapping up here in the next 9 days. Everything other than football wrapping up by next Monday. Varsity football set to get one final game in all throughout Wesco on Thursday, April 1st. Doing the Thursday night thing rather than the usual Friday, just to, I think more than anything, wrap up the seasons and get everybody starting to get geared up towards the spring sports season. Obviously, everything, again, condensed down this year. Cross-country meets have been taking place on Wednesdays. So they'll be in action again tomorrow as well as next week. Oh, nice job by Murphy there. That's Mullins. She's got a little run down the left side. Crosses that one over nicely. Ball finally cleared out. Hannah Paul doing a nice job of stepping forward for the Hawks and putting a stop to that. And with 33-33 showing on the clock, the Hawks with another throw in. This ball's going to bounce off of Sandoval out of bounds, and Mullins will pick it up and throw it in for the Wildcats. DeCilios, the two players there with the only 2 goals of the game. Doing a little back and forth there. It's the ball forward. That's Schick. Schick knocking the ball over to Mullins, and she will once again get ready for another throw-in attempt. Ball goes out of bounds, and Villarreal will once again pick it up and get ready to throw it back in. Had to do a little double take there for a moment as Maya Sheffield from Mountlake Terrace just walked in front of our booth here a few rows down. I'm trying to figure out how that was the case because we just watched her playing in the first half. But again, she is a swing player, so as long as she doesn't play in this half at all, she's eligible to play one half of the varsity game. Did a really nice job in that first half playing on the left defensive side of things and locking things down for the most part. Had a really strong half to prevent too many Archbishop Murphy runs there. Out of bounds, or actually saved before going out of bounds. Shot on goal, Cilios. Far left. Off the net, and we'll get a goal kick coming up. So it sounded like at some point in the second half, Mountlake Terrace might do a goal substitution and just switch out Ibrahim and Sims. But Sims, for the time being, still back there in goal. Ibrahim wearing the number 8 jersey, still out on the field. Cilios, nice job. Gets by another defender, still keeping the ball there. Over to the left to Schick. Tries to pass ahead to Ferris. Ooh, going down hard there on the play, and going to get a whistle here. A couple of 19s doing battle with one another. Posey Kilby getting knocked to the ground there by Anna Dahlman. And from 21 yards out, we're going to get a Cilios kick right here. See if she decides to take a shot towards the goal or not. Well, now it looks like they're going to switch it up here a little bit. Nope, okay, I'm just going over there talking to Georgia Frank for one moment. Coming up with the game plan. Cilios already with 1 goal here in the half. Let's see if she can make it 2. Shot on goal off the top of the bar. Bounce down to the ground. No goal. She puts that one about 4 or 5 inches shorter. She's got her second goal of the half. Perfectly played otherwise. Just put that one right off the top bar. The lower part of the bar. Immediately bounces down to the turf. Ball could have gone either way. Instead, it bounces forward rather than backwards, or I should say backwards rather than forwards. And we are now down under the 30-minute mark here to go in the second half. Some more substitutions from the Hawks. Doing their usual 5-player sub in, some out, and now we're going to get another substitution here for Archbishop Murphy as well. As our unknown goes back into the game, number 15. Number 19 coming out, that's Kilby. Again, we mentioned it briefly in the first half as I went and talked to Coach Joe Eccles for Archbishop Murphy before the game, and he made a few omissions to my roster, if you will, crossed out a few names that he was under the impression were not going to be either playing tonight or eligible for his team. I think some of them are varsity players, and put a cross through Urbaniak's name, who's normally number 15 on the JV roster. And now we're seeing a 15 out there, so not sure who that is. So we will, again, if she scores, we'll apologize, right? Aiden Atkins with the whistle one more time, wearing that blue referee jersey. Mountlake Terrace now. We'll get a free kick here from the 20-yard marker. Can't tell if that's Ibrahim that's going to take it, or even is that Swanson out there? Trying to look across the field here for us. That is Swanson. Swanson shot on goal off the top bar as well. That ball comes out and grabbed. Both teams with kicks off the top crossbar here in the second half. Both of those shots immediately drop into the ground, staying in front of the goal. Mountlake Terrace with their first real threat of the night. Denied by the crossbar. It's Cortezzo with a nice little move there. Jukes by a defender, tries to kick it ahead. Capogli with the ball for one moment there, number 1. Mountlake Terrace doing a nice job of working it around here a little bit, trying to control the action. Needing to get something going, down by 2 with 27 minutes to go. We got some contact there. Let's see what they're going to call. That's going to be on Archbishop Murphy. As the Hawks once again with another substitution. It's the freshman Angela Gomez checking back in for Mountlake Terrace. Mullins controlling the action for a moment. Ball taken away by Sandoval. Kicks it over to the middle. Cross the field over to the left side. Hawks with another opportunity here. They need to get a goal. Into the middle. Sandoval has the ball go underneath her foot. Capogli trying to chase it down. Mullins finally does a nice job of controlling the action and letting the ball roll out without being touched. And Archbishop Murphy with a throw-in, but Mountlake Terrace making things interesting there for a moment. A collision between a couple of Hawks. Celios comes away with it. Over to Camarillo. Tries to work it over to the right side of the field. All goes out of bounds. Nice little run there by Murphy, finally taken away. Momentarily, Murphy with the ball right back again. Trying to get the ball to Ferris up there where she was surrounded by a handful of red jerseys. A little contact again there for the Hawks and the Wildcats. Swenson, for a moment, had it. Ball clear down the field, and coming out there rather nicely is Nilsson to clean things up a bit. Keeping the clean sheet going there for Murphy. Another nice move there by number 3, Cortezzo, the freshman. She's put on her dribbling displays a couple of times here in the half. Cilios ahead to Schick. Left side. Trying to make a run. Kicks it into the middle of the field to Ferris. Just a little too far out in front there. Nice job by Sims, the goalkeeper. Schick had the right idea, kicking it into the middle of the field there. Ferris just couldn't quite catch up with it in time. And Mountlake Terrace avoids going down by 3 goals there with now 24 minutes and 15 seconds showing on the clock. More substitutions here coming in for Archbishop Murphy. There's number 17, Lauren Reif. We knew that we had her on the roster there. So that ends one mystery. We thought maybe she was the mystery number 15 player. Ferris comes out, takes a breather. Posey Kilby, number 19, also checking back in for Murphy. Like Terrace kicking the ball off of a Wildcat defender. Hawks with a throw-in. And we're going to get another throw-in. Why not? Ball trickles out of bounds across the track. We'll get a throw-in for Archbishop Murphy this time. Polevko this time coming over to throw it in. Looking down on the track right now, the Murphy varsity team starting to prepare a little bit for their upcoming game tonight. Again, 7:30 start time. A game that we will also be broadcasting right here. Same channel, but different broadcast, as we'll actually log off of this one immediately after this game and then log back in closer to 7:30. Reif, shooting the ball across the field. Nice job, nice pass. Set up her teammates rather nicely. They just couldn't finish it. There's Kilby was in the area. Reif, who's only been in the game for a few minutes, almost had an assist there. Mullins with a nice takeaway there momentarily. Couldn't control the ball before it went out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace with yet another throw-in. And we're going to get yet another substitution for the Hawks. We've changed goalkeepers. Okay, there we go. So Lauren Sims, number 15, who's been playing goalkeep for the first almost 60 minutes of the match. Didn't actually see her come out. She must have come out in the last couple of minutes. There's Ibrahim is now back in the goal. And Sims replacing Gomez for the time being. Reif, left side once again. Centers it. Ball goes across the field one more time. Reif, only a sophomore, obviously doing a little crossover herself. I imagine we might see her a little bit later on tonight as well. She's listed on the varsity roster. She's made a couple of nice runs along that left side already. Twice now centering the ball into a vicinity where goals could have been scored. Just Murphy not able to capitalize. And we're coming up on the halfway mark here of the second half. About 15 seconds away from that, almost into the final 20 minutes of the match. Archbishop Murphy holding on to that 2-0 lead. 1 goal in each half. There's Reif one more time. Gets through a few defenders there. Still manages to keep control of the ball. Trying to get another run down that left side. This time the ball goes out of bounds. And we've got another set of substitutions, this time 3 different players coming back in. Capogli, number 1, Cortezo, number 3, and it looks like Parkhurst, number 17, heading to the sideline. Did notice that looked like maybe Mbashu was one of the 3 players coming back in. Didn't see the other ones there. And looking forward to a nice match tonight. Undefeated Archbishop Murphy taking on a much improved Mountlake Terrace Hawk squad coming into the match with a record of 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Hawks team that looks a lot different than they did last year. There's Sandoval trying to get a takeaway and does momentarily. Mullins doing a nice job of dropping back, finally taking the ball away herself. Getting the ball ahead to Cilios. Working the ball over from center to right. Hawks look like they might have had something there for a moment. If you can even get a goal here, all of a sudden you can make this a 1-goal game and make things interesting last part of the match here. Ball gets cleared back to the goalkeeper. Nilsson with the clear out. And that ball goes out of bounds. Definitely starting to feel the temperatures drop here a little bit. Had taken the jacket off for the first half and even for the last 20 minutes of the second half. Finally reaching out to put this thing back on here as we are operating with the window open. Again, doing our best to socially distance up here with the window wide open up in the booth so that we're not enclosed. Keeping our space, being safe. Obviously, the one drawback being that when the window is open and the temperature drops, it's a little bit on the chilly side. So definitely noticing that that sun is going down now, and it's going to be a little bit colder tonight than for the varsity game than it is for the JV game. That is for certain. Ball is cleared out of bounds one more time. 16:48 to go here. Second half of the match, Archbishop Murphy looking for their 3rd JV victory of the season. Sandoval, nice takeaway there. Cilios was looking left to right. Terrace looking momentarily like they might have something there. Nilsson knocks that ball off the right side of her foot, out of bounds. Or I should say off the left side of her foot. Sandoval having to chase that one down. We are now at the 16-minute mark. Looking over to the fence there. We see a few people watching from the north side of the fence. Obviously, we're restricted as to how many people can come into the stadium and also as far as who can come into the stadium. Home fans only. Just the fact that we're seeing bodies in the seats is definitely a positive sign from where we've been. That is for certain. A little push there by Rife as Ambashu was trying to control the ball there. Looking up at the clock there now. We're now down under the 15-minute mark. Swenson. The kick right back at her. It's like a boomerang there. Knocks the ball over to teammate Mahina. Ball's kicked out of bounds by Rife. That'll turn the ball back over to the Hawks. No, they're actually going to say she kicked it off of a Hawk. Throw in for the Wildcats. Starting to look around again. The Wildcat varsity team already out on the track getting ready. The Hawk players starting to show up themselves. See a few of them walking along here in front of the bleachers as they now enter onto the track. You might even see them in camera view here in a moment. Getting ready for the big matchup tonight again, 7:30 start time. Murphy with another push here into the center of the field. Shot on goal. Nice stop. Ibrahim right there ready for the save. Looked for a minute like that ball might be getting centered for Kilby. Got by her and over to our mystery number 15 player. Camarillo trying to work something along the left there. Being forced out by number 12, Mahino. She gets a little help from Hannah Paul. Paul finally clears it down the field. Like Terrace trying to get back into this match, trying to get something going. A little bit of contact there. Okay, maybe a lot of contact. Lauren Sims knocking Demacio to the turf. We're going to get another substitution here. Kapogli checking back in, wearing that number 1 jersey. That's her right there, pressuring Rife, trying to chase the ball down. Nice job there, too, showing a good hustle. Rife, the varsity player, keeping away from her, pushing ahead to Camarillo, left side. Speaking of good hustle there, nice job by Mahino, chasing that ball down, forcing it out. It's going to get a corner kick. Now down under the 12-minute mark, goal kick coming up for the Hawks. Another round of substitution for Mountlake Terrace. Kind of shifting them around all over the place right now. Looks like that was Parkhurst, number 17, that checked in, as well as Gomez, number 11. Kapogli knocking that one out. Rife with the throw in. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and not only out of bounds, but right through the gate opening and right down the center of the bleachers there, back in towards the locker rooms. Could not have placed that one any better there, so Rife having to chase that one down. Hawks clearing it out momentarily. Rife with the header. Camarillo coming away with it. Left side, trying to get a push. Another nice defensive play there. Mahino, seeing some good hustle out of her right now. Rife putting a move on Sandoval. Trying to get by Mahino, and does for a moment. Mahino continuing to fight her. Good contact there. Ball goes out of bounds, and I believe, let's see what they're going to call here. I believe that should be a corner kick coming up. And Rife really getting some exercise there. She's going to chase that one down all the way back behind the goal post, across the track, back over towards the scoreboard there. It's almost as long as the soccer field itself. So she is, in fact, going to have the corner kick coming up. And we want to remind everybody you are watching Hawk TV HPN, school-run program over at Mountlake Terrace High School. MTHS teacher Angela Camo at the controls, making this thing happen, setting up the equipment, coordinating everything. A little action there right in front of the goal. Camarillo with the shot, just a little bit high. Justin Bars-Hess, we already mentioned him earlier, the junior. We got it right. There we go. Only doing one of the games. He gets subbed for later on. So just like the soccer game, we get substitutions coming. So Brendan Orsillo going to come by later on and take over, and senior, as Angelo Como points out. Appreciate the two of them. And we've already mentioned that we've got a couple of parents running the cameras for us tonight, doing a nice job of stepping up and volunteering. Marina Capogli and Tara Damshin. Double duty. They've got both games for us this evening. More substitutions for the Hawks. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left. The Murphy players right now getting more of a workout trying to chase the balls down than they are actually playing. I believe that's Mullins over there, and it's across the field, so a little bit harder to see, but I think Mullins just bounced that ball, trying to bounce it off the track there a minute ago. It looked like the ball might have popped up and hit her in the chin. I'm not sure, but I just saw her head kind of snap back a little bit there. Seems to be just fine, though. Murphy looking for the shutout here. 7 minutes and 30 seconds away. You can see that group of players there across the field right now. That's the Mountlake Terrace Hawks varsity team. They start to gather for their matchup tonight. 18 goals for them in 6 matches. Not bad for a team that scored 5 goals over the course of a whole season last year. They're going to have their hands full tonight, though. This is a very good Archbishop Murphy team. A Murphy team that's only given up 3 goals all year. Mullins with the kick. Run down the right this time. That's Kilby centering it. Nobody home. Camarillo tried to get to it. Mountlake Terrace very wisely getting it out of there. There's Mahino, number 12. Camarillo once again. Trying to get the ball over to Rife, left side. Nice little move there on Mahino. Centers it towards the goal. And Mountlake Terrace very wisely popping out there. That's Mariah Ibrahim with the stop. Another substitution here as the Hawks continuing to work players in and out here over the last few minutes. It's Cortezo checking back into the game, coming in for Mahino. Little triangle game there for a moment there for Murphy. Hawks taking it away momentarily. Rife taking it right back. Looking to push up that left side. Little juke on Cortezo. Finally pushes the ball forward for Camarillo. Cortezo doing a nice job of Guiding that ball back to Paul. Camarillo puts a move on. Looks for Rife. Left wing. Centers. Right in the middle there. Perfectly done. Let's see if Terrace can clear it out, and they do. Dangerous play there momentarily as Mullins then tries to take a shot towards the goal. Pushes it to the right, out of bounds. We're going to get a goal kick here with 4:18 showing on the clock. So again, a reminder, we will wrap things up here after this match is over. We'll sign off for a little while, a very short while. And then we've got a 7:30 match coming up, varsity soccer tonight. These same two schools getting ready to do battle here this evening. And 2 goals tonight. We had Lindsey Mullins scoring during the 13th minute. And then Stella Cilios scoring during the 45th minute. We've been scoreless ever since. Haven't seen a goal now for around 32 minutes. Kick goes out of bounds. Cilios. Dropping back to Villarreal, back to Cilios. Now down under the 3-minute mark. Cilios controlling the ball, gets by a few different defenders, still trying to work that ball over to the center. Finally drops it over there. Mullins on the right side. She fires a shot towards the middle. Ball's knocked over by Paul. Kicked out towards the right sideline, out of bounds. And we'll get another throw in here from Archbishop Murphy. Clock now showing 2:30 to go. And again, the final 2 minutes will be kept on the field. Both teams continuing to play to the very end here. Going to get another Mountlake Terrace goal kick here in just a moment. And in this particular case, it looks like they're going to keep the clock up here on the scoreboard. Normally at the 2-minute mark, the clock stops, and then they finally decided to stop it there. So clock being kept on the field from here on out. Murphy appears to be headed towards their 3rd victory of the year from a JV standpoint. This will improve their record to 3 wins, 4 losses. And a nice job of controlling the match for the most part. Rife, blazing by a few different players, gets it over towards the middle of the field. Hawks quick to clear it away. Under a minute to go here, at least we think, unless there's some discrepancy on the field. Nice job by all these players out here. As we were even talking to the coaches before the game, just nice to have soccer back and nice to have everybody out here participating. Shot on goal, count it! Huge shot there, why not? Put the exclamation mark on things. That was Isabella Villarreal. 3-0 score there. Why not? One final shot on goal, and Villarreal had a shot perfectly lined up, and she just drilled that thing into the back of the net. Now all we need to do is wait for this whistle, which we should be getting here any moment. And Murphy will, no doubt, come away with a victory. And who knows, perhaps a clean sheet here. It looks that way anyway as they push the ball back down to the other end. There's the whistle, and that is the end of the match. Again, Archbishop Murphy coming through with a 3-0 victory. Taylor Nilsson with the clean sheet. 3 different Murphy players, 3 different goals tonight. Archbishop Murphy, we mentioned it already. 3 goals, 3 victories for the season. Once again, we want to mention these 3 players. Lindsay Mullins, we had Stella Cilios, and then finally Isabella Villarreal, all with goals tonight. Nice showing for them. Nice showing for the Hawks, too. Great hustle out there. Just couldn't quite get anything going on the offensive side of things. But nonetheless, a fun match to cover, a fun match to watch, and we certainly hope you enjoyed it. And we remind you one more time as I look at the watch here, 7 o'clock right now. Going to break away here for roughly 25 minutes or so, and we'll be right back here for a varsity match. 2 very good teams. Undefeated Archbishop Murphy taking on the much-improved Mountlake Terrace Hawks, coming into this match with a record of 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Right back here on Hawk TV HBN. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a few minutes.